Hey guys, it's Amarantha here. It's been about a month since we've had the bus roll out for Warlocks, so I just kind of wanted to go over and uh, give give my version of where we're at. Do I like the changes? Ha- have I seen any increase as far as damage output? Where am I at as far as gear wise? What's going on? What's my talent choices? Stuff like that so far. So let's go ahead and just dive right into it. Overall, I think the buffs have been very helpful. I like them. There's not too many that I can complain about. Destro still, I think, is a little weak. It's on the lower end as far as damage output wise right now. So I think hopefully pretty soon we'll be seeing another set of buffs for them. Maybe increase to their chaos bolt, stuff like that. Wouldn't be a bad thing. Affliction seems to be in a decent spot. Matter of fact, I think Affliction still is parceling out to be the highest right now as far as overall. I think that's basically just because of movement, the amount of movement you can do, and still maintain your dots as far as Affliction goes. Demo seems to be right in the middle of Destro and Affliction, a little bit more towards the Affliction. I think we can compete pretty well as far as the single target goes. AOE, we just, unless you're spec'd for it, really you're gonna just get killed by Affliction. Which is amazing to me because previous expansion Affliction was the big single target pusher, not the AOE dot dealer. So that was pretty good. I'm glad to see that kind of playstyle change a little bit. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the changes to demo. As far as the increase to damage, the soul shards, they just did a little mini patch where they switched out the demon skin and demonic circle. So that's a good little switch. I didn't think I'd like it at first, but because I can't choose demonic skin and dark pack, but I don't really need both of them. So having to choose one or the other doesn't really hurt us too bad. We don't run into any situations as of right this second where there's a big, where I haven't ran into any situations just running heroics, rating heroics and starting and doing beginning mythic. So where I need a big bubble right this second. So it's not too bad. Just the passive bubble on me from Demon Skin is pretty nice. But as you can tell, this is kind of my single target setup. I am using Demonic Calling just because when you're summon Call Dreadstalkers cost no shards, it kind of helps just kind of switch out or just smooth out the curve a little bit as far as being able to keep a high number of imps out, a high number of just demons overall. So that's not too bad. I think you'll end up in the long run, maybe in a little bit higher tiers, we'll be able to get a little bit more damage out of Shadow Flame. But I still enjoy right now just the smoothness of Demonic Calling. I'm running improved Dreadstalkers. Just the extra imps from the Dreadstalker is pretty nice. I have played around with Doom, with the impeding doom one, and it's nice. I think it works best on the Eye of Il'gynoth fight with the tree boss, where you have a lot of little acres that you can put doom on with, especially with Hand of Doom. I have heard Implosion's a little bit better, but the weaving in and out, I haven't seen anybody that has mastered it yet. So it seems to be maybe if I have played around with it a little bit, but overall I gain more DPS out of the improved Dreadstalkers and the impeding doom. 45 talents still the same, except for the demonic circle now. So most fights I will pick demonic circle. Shadow Fury works well on the Eye of Il'gynoth fight. It's really the only one that I can see. Hand of Doom, I just enjoy it. It just helps smooth out the Doom curve. You don't have to waste mana reapplying Doom because it just automatically happens when you do your Hand of Gul'dan. So that's pretty nice. Power Trip, I haven't really used this one just yet. I haven't found a need to. I've been really just happy with the Hand of Doom. It just works well in a lot of situations, AOE fights, and single target as well. Soul Harvest, I've tried. It's nice to have the kind of a little bit of extra just burst potential with this, But again, I think Hand of Doom's just a little bit more constant, steady DPS. 75, just most overall, just gonna go with the one skin. Burning Rush seems to work well for mythics, mythic pluses, just because you need to be constantly moving pretty fast. So with that's be the only reason why I would take Burning Rush. And then Dark Pack, of course, if there's a need for it, you can take it. It's not a big deal. 90 talents. I'm really loving the synergy. The buff stays up on either my pet or myself pretty much constantly. There's not a lot of downtime on it, so it's one or the other. And so you're constantly getting a little bit of extra, increased damage output from either you or your pets, and you can't really complain about that. Being at a higher haste level now, like right now I'm at 35. I think full raid buff with food and everything, I can push myself to 36, 37. Yeah, I think I just switched out something that gave me a little bit less haste for a little bit more mastery. So yeah, my ring, I just got a new ring, so I haven't enchanted that yet to go up there. So probably about 37% haste after eating the food buff and everything, with 375 food. So pretty good. Not clipping anything at this point. I would like to be up to hopefully soon I can replace my crappy helm. The only good thing about it is it's a haste. It's just strictly haste. I mean, really good haste amount. So that's the only reason why I've been keeping it around. I haven't found anything that's better yet as far as that goes. If I find another hate, if I can get one to drop out of Blackwood Cold or the one out of Neff's Lair or Nell's Lair, whatever it's called, I'll be happy. But right now, nothing's dropped. I've been running Blackwood Cold and all them for a couple weeks now, trying to run them multiple times a week, doing as many mythic pluses as I can do and just regular mythics that I can do to try to get something to drop, and it just does not want to drop for me. So but right now that's really the only piece that I need to replace. Everything else is pretty much above 850. My trinket I just got's 840, but that's a pretty nice little stat trinket, so I'm not too terribly geared, but that's the main thing that's holding me down right now. So haste, I'm trying to push up to 40%, and then when that happens, I mean, I'm not really seeing any difference as far as DPS wise, except for in certain situations. Synergy and Glare come up. I'll change over to those for more of an AoE fight. Being up at this high of haste, your curve doesn't. It maintains pretty well. You're not going to be gimped on single target if you want to play with those two specs, but they are really fantastic for AoE situations, just giving you a little bit of a burst AoE potential. So that's something to think about. But mostly I'll just run Synergy and Doombolt for straight just single target, beat the crap out of stuff with. I haven't been playing with Soul Conduit or Supremacy. Don't really need the Doomguard to be a permanent pet. There's a couple fights where it might be okay for things like Cenarius, just because you have to change targets so much. Xavius, again, because you have to change targets so much. But really, just put your pet on passive, let him hit Cenarius or Xavius, and then you just do your other pets can work on the bosses that are the little ads here and there. It's not a big deal. You're just I really don't think you need to change too much. Just like I said, just put your pet on passive, make him hit scenarios, make him hit the main boss, and then just pull him off when you need to. It's not going to be a big deal. But so like I said, still working on trying to get the haste up to around 40%. I'm close. I'm almost there. Not too terribly far away, but we'll see how it goes as far as that goes. So far, like I said, I'm really happy with the buff changes. I can't complain. I think we're pretty much on par with most specs. Like I said, the only one that I think that we need to change or bring up a little bit would be the Destro lock spec a little bit. I think their their chaos bolt damage and their big hitting abilities are just a little bit too weak still. I think I mentioned that in the last video too as well. I figured, so I predict probably seeing another buff to those coming out pretty soon. We'll see. We'll have to see how the tier sets affect their damage when Blackrock Hold comes out. No, sorry, not Blackrock Hold, but the I bought this. The raid Nighthold comes out. When that comes out, we'll see how that goes as far as being able to play with those specs. But overall, I am pretty happy with the way the spec is working out, the way the spec is playing. It's a basic spec with just the way that I play it right this second. So if I would suggest, if you want a little bit more complex play style, pick up Dark Glare or Service, and then switch out, for Synergy or whatever. That'll give you a little bit more of weaving in extra stuff, a little bit extra things to manage. I do enjoy that a little bit more especially it's really good for me when we're running Mythic Pluses and we don't have we need the extra AoE, so I can't really complain about that. But overall, I think locks are in a pretty decent spot. So we are starting to push Mythics. I'll finish up getting off our normal videos here. I know I've been slacking on those a little bit. I do apologize for that. And then once I get a little bit more footage for our heroics, I will put those up. If you are enjoying the videos, please like, comment, subscribe. If there's anything that you want to know about, talk about, anything you'd like to see, let me know.